welcome to Board Game Breakfast. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
And this is the podfather of gaming, Stephen Bonacore.
And then we have a guest.
Hi, I'm Roger.
All right, Roger, you are here on an exciting time because today is our 150th Thursday breakfast, which means we've almost been doing this for 3 years, which is good, folks, because changes are coming to the show within a couple months. So stay tuned for that. Should I have made that more ominous? Changes are coming. But changes are really coming to the show. But Roger, tell us a bit about yourself. Tell us your least favorite game.
Oh, my least favorite? That's easy. Munchkin. God, I hate Munchkin.
Okay, so what's your least favorite game that people like in the gaming world, though? Like, what's your biggest one that all your friends like, but you don't?
So, Betrayal at Baldur's Gate. My friends really enjoy that, and I'll play it, but I'm not a fan.
Sorry, Roger. We were friends a moment ago. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I think you got Z on your side now.
Yeah,
You do. Yeah. That's.
I wanted to do a title run so I could just be out of the game for a little while.
I love the Betrayal games.
Well, anyway, Roger, thanks for coming to the show. Where are you from?
Massachusetts.
Me and my wife were talking. I don't believe. No, I've been to Boston. Never mind. We were going through all the states we've been in. I have not been in all 50. I need to catch up on my state visiting.
That would be cool. Boston is one of the cities I have not been to that I would love to visit still.
I would
had
recommend
clam chowder there. I figured that was like the thing you had to do.
You wouldn't recommend what, Roger?
Driving in the city, it's terrible.
Yeah.
One-way streets and.
I've landed in Logan,
Do
Boston,
people
Logan.
use turn signals there?
While maybe after the intersection, but they usually sit in the intersection for a little while before.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
makes
folks,
sense.
We have a contest today. Today's episode is brought to you by Bezier Games, publishers of Cat in a Box, which is probably one of the 3 or 4 hottest games at Gen Con that just came out. But the contest we have today is for. Actually, I'm looking at the wrong show. No, I'm not. The number's right, but what's today's date? The 25th. No, we're right.
25th.
Okay. Anyway, this is for
Look at that.
the
Like a
game
man in a
Where
box.
Words. Where Words Deluxe Edition. Where Words, a game of 20 questions, but somebody is lying, and it's probably Z. So to enter this contest, you just need to email us at contest@dicetower.com. Put in the subject line the word apprentice, because the question is, what 2 roles can the apprentice take over? So if you're the apprentice and something happens to one of these 2 people, you become them. Who are these 2 people? The answers are. Oh wait, I'm not supposed to answer that yet. That makes sense. That also makes sense. I got it.
I played Cat in the Box yesterday, in fact, and a couple times before that. It's excellent trick-taking area control game. Really, really impressive.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd call it area control, but it has a little bit of that in it, I suppose.
That's the second mechanic.
Second mechanic is not to butt, really, but all right. So we're going to get going here to some contributors. We're going to come back and do a game show about numerology. We'll be right back.
This is a segment where we take a look at a board game based on an IP, and I tell if the IP and the mechanisms match. Today we're looking at Goosebumps Race to the Dead House. On your turn, you're going to play a card from your hand and move that number of spaces. Some of the cards will have additional powers on them. You just got to read them and do what they say. As you're moving through, there's some spaces on the board. If you land on this one, you simply take another turn. This one allows you to move ahead 3 spaces, and that's simply printed on there. If you land on your spot here, you will be able to move forward, knocking somebody over and sitting back on the home space. If somebody's on a space and you land on that exact space, you can also send them back to their home spot. The goal of the game is to get your guys all the way across the board, up your path, If you get 3 of them into the mansion, you are the winner of the game. This isn't a normal game I would do on a segment like this, but I do want to point out that this game is an upgraded version of Sorry. Now, most of you are probably tuning me out already, but I know that kids still like these sort of games. It replaces the roll and move, which is probably the worst part about Sorry, and it gives you a hand of cards. It's a great upgrade here. Now, where the IP and the mechanisms match, you got all of the monsters racing into the dead house, and the first one to get their team there is going to win. Now, it's not strictly a book that this one is based on, but in fact, a lot of the characters from the books. So my kids who like to read Goosebumps, they look at this, they have all the characters kind of moving around, and they do enjoy that aspect. You get to play as the monsters, which was a great decision by the developers of the game, instead of playing like the kids in the book or something, which might be a little bit more vanilla. You get to be the monsters, and you're running around, and you have your own individual cards that you're playing, and you're playing cards to move, and you're trying to see, can you bump other people off? And the kids do like this. But as adults, we might roll our eyes at something like this. The kids do enjoy it. And this one has been enjoyable for us, but keep in mind, it's a better version of Sorry, and that's what you're going to get here. For our family, it works okay. It's not going to blow your socks off. But if you have a Goosebump fan in the house, or maybe you have somebody who likes Sorry, this is an upgrade over that. Otherwise, it's not going to fit the bill for too many people.
Happy breakfast, everyone. Now, Love Letter is, as I've said before, one of my go-to games for travelling. It's such a small bag. It's one of my favourite games. You can just throw this in your pocket or in your rucksack or whatever, and you have entertainment provided to you. I like it at 2. Not everyone does. I do prefer it with, a little bit more than that, but I'll play it regardless. It's one of my top games. But I've got many versions. I've actually got more than this, but the Lovecraft one, a version that's got like the original card art, the Marvel one, and then the sort of standard one, the one that goes up to 6 players. Do I need all of these in the collection? The answer is no. I don't. Realistically, I'd be very happy if I just had the original. The rest are, to me, I'm a little bit of a collector in this sense. I don't collect many games. Often, if the game's not going to be getting to the table, it has a chance of being sold and going out the collection. So why do I keep hold of all of these, despite not playing them? Because it's one of my favourite games. And there's a chance that someone's going to enjoy a Marvel-y themed, someone's going to enjoy a Lovecrafty, mythos-y sort of theme. And that means I can get a game that I like to the table with different people. So it's a bit cheeky to sort of say it, and that's my excuse almost to having multiple versions of the same game. Yes, they're slightly different. And 9 times out of 10, probably more than that, I'll play the standard version. But that's my excuse for having them. But anyway, is there a game where you have multiple versions of it in your collection? And do you know which one of them you would keep? Let us know in the comment section below, and enjoy the rest of your breakfast.
All right, everybody, welcome to the game show, which you can also still enter the contest. But, hey, so today we're playing a game show of just guess the number without going over. That's what it's called, probably. I'm going to ask you with a numerical answer. Each of you will give me an answer. I'll do it one at a actually, I want you to come up with your answers beforehand, because I don't want to do the one where you pick a number one above the other person.
And you want us to be on the honor system for this?
Are you honorable?
Okay, I guess I'll try. All right.
That was a really long response there. Fine, write it down then. I don't care. Whoever gets the closest to the correct answer without going over gets 2 points. Second place gets 1 point. If you all go over, then the people get 4.
What? They haven't done anything. That's not fair. I'm not going to be honorable. No, you shut up.
All right, so
getting aggressive.
Let's start off with a steak dinner.
Ooh.
So there's a lot of different steak restaurants here in Miami, but there is one, I just looked up a steak restaurant. I've never been here, called Fleming's Prime Steakhouse. So Fleming's
probably been there.
I've been there, yeah.
Have you? Okay, you have not been there. Okay,
No,
well,
I'm
leave it as that.
kidding.
That's fine. So I looked at their menu, and one of their things is called the Prime Tomahawk. This is a 35-ounce steak. It costs $98. I want to know how many calories it is. Now, I'm assuming from looking at the menu, I don't think it comes with any sides or any toppings because each of the toppings you could get added calories. So this is with nothing added to it. The Prime Tomahawk 35-ounce steak, which why would you be eating a 35-ounce steak?
It's tomahawk steaks are amazing. Very often you do share those kinds of things, and it does. That 35 ounces will include the bone. I'm not sure I should be helping you guys.
You think I would share a steak, but
you're an animal. You're a slob. I can't help it.
For $98, I might share it with my entire family. Come in and be like, everyone gets a bite. All righty. So, has everyone come up with their answer for how many calories you think a Prime Tomahawk 35-ounce steak looks like? And don't look at chat, cheaters.
No, not looking at the chat. It's over there. 30.
No, I don't know.
No, not half.
I have no idea. Okay, I wrote something down.
All right.
You wrote something down?
I'd like to go on record as saying I've never, ever spent $98 on a steak, or even remotely close to that. Tom has.
I've never counted a calorie, so.
You're at the serious disadvantage, yeah.
Mr. Bonagor, how many calories is a steak, you think?
Obviously, this beautiful steak has 1,700 calories.
All right, Roger.
I went for round number 2,500.
Okay, Z?
I said 3,400 calories.
Woohoo!
That's almost 2 times the amount someone should eat in a day.
Yes, I realize that.
You actually doubled Bonacor's. All right. Actual answer. 1,700. 1,700. If I gave bonus points for being right on, you would get some. But as is, you don't. So Roger and Z both went over. So the score currently is 2 for Mr. Bonacor, 0 for Roger, and 0 for Z.
I really should get 10
Bonacor got 2 points for that, right? Bonacor gets 2, then I should get 4. My answer was double his. You really got to work out this whole scoring system.
Game designer, you're not. I'm sorry.
All right, so speaking of steaks leads us to cows. Speaking of cows leads us to cowboys. Speaking of cowboys leads us to boots. So the most expensive pair of cowboy boots.
You could have just gone from cows to boots, by the way, just FYI.
Now, the most expensive pair of cowboy boots took over 800 hours to create. These were sold. Let's see. They were from Trey Outlaws. It took 100 hours to design, 300 hours to hand carve, 200 hours to dye, and included quite a bit of money worth of gold and silver coins. Howard H. Knight created these. They're known as the Phantom Boots in Stevensville, Montana. I want to know how much they sold for. How much did these pair of boots that took 800 hours to create and had a lot of money worth of gold and silver coins in them? I won't tell you how much because that would add to the price. Although if they have this much money in them, they are quite stealable. I'm trying to think the most I've ever spent on a pair of shoes. Definitely spent $100 on a pair of shoes because it's worth it to spend money on footwear. It's one of the things in life that's better to buy good quality than cheap quality.
You think so? Footwear?
I really believe that because I used to buy cheap shoes and I replace them every year. And that I bought good ones and lasted me much longer. Also, they're better for your feet. All right.
Yeah.
Right. Is everyone ready?
Yeah.
All right, Roger, we're going to let you go first. How much do you think these boots sold for?
I'm probably way off, but 150,000? I don't know.
Okay. Z?
Wow.
I wrote $7,000.
Okay. Mr. Bonacor?
I wrote the bargain basement price of $4,999. That's what I paid for them.
Alrighty. Well, just
I'm
as
a
a
little
heads
out of
up,
the
there was $18,000 worth of gold and silver coins in these boots. So,
Wow.
that takes that. But before this, the record was 75,000. But this broke that record. These boots sold for 106,000. Unfortunately,
That's
Roger,
amazing.
that gives you no points because you went over. But it
I
does
was
give
closer
Z
than I
2
thought.
points and 1 to Bonacor. So Bonacor now has 3. Roger has 0, and Z has 2.
I love it.
I love it
All
too.
right, speaking of boots, we go to Cowboys. Speaking of Cowboys, we go to Bebop. So Bebop is the name of Cowboy Bebop's ship, or I guess his name's not Cowboy Bebop, whatever. The ship in this show is the Bebop. It's apparently a fishing ship. I did not know that. I don't know a lot about Cowboy Bebop. It has great music. But I also know how long the ship is. So what is the length of the fictional ship Bebop in feet? In feet, what is the length of the fishing ship Bebop from the acclaimed anime, but even more acclaimed with 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, Netflix series?
Is it really?
Bebop.
No.
No,
Is that
it's
really
not.
100?
It got brutalized. They didn't even get
Okay.
a second season.
How long is the ship in feet?
It's a fishing ship. It changes everything that you told me it was a fishing ship. Changes everything.
And now in chat, I realized I should have gone from Bebop to Rocksteady. Yes, that was a mistake on my part that did not occur to me. But that would have been good. Anyone have an answer for how long this ship is?
I am ready.
Alrighty. Well, time's up. So Z, we're gonna have you go first. How long do you think this ship is in feet?
I'm gonna say 13,600 feet.
Okay, Mr.
A
Bonacor.
13,000 foot fishing vessel? I guess I don't know.
2.5
spaceship.
miles long.
What's that?
Yes, he just said it was 2.5 miles long.
A fishing ship. Wow.
It's a
I obviously
spaceship,
don't-
man. It's like a spaceship.
Is it a spaceship?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I don't know, but it's a fishing spaceship. It's 120
Obviously.
feet long.
120. All right.
I hope,
Roger?
you're way up there and I get it for the bottom.
I was just a little 250 feet. That seemed more reasonable.
You
than...
you probably got it.
All right. The answer is it's 476 feet, which gives Roger 2 points, Mr. Bonacor 1 point, and Z nothing. So now Bonacor has 4, and Roger and Z both have 2. Z, 2.5 miles? The Star Destroyers aren't even that long.
I don't know these things, nerd. Get off my back.
You actually watch more Cowboy Bebop than I did.
No, I meant math, not Cowboy Bebop.
All right. So we go from Cowboy Bebop to anime. We go from anime to one of the longest running shows in anime is Pokemon. So as of, I don't know, a few months ago at least, I think it was May, how many episodes of Pokemon have aired? It started April 1st, 1997. Average episode is 20 minutes long. How many episodes of Pokemon have aired? It's like number 5. There's actually an anime out there with over 7,000 episodes.
Those count?
Hmm?
And those are Pokemon episodes, and they count,
No,
you're
no,
saying?
it's just another. No, it's another episode. It's another show. I'm saying Pokemon is like the 6th on the list of most of all time, and it has a lot of
Got it.
episodes.
How many would you say about?
I almost said the answer there.
You were
I guess I already gave you enough clues saying the longest at 7,000.
You sure did, sucker. So here's my guess: 13,600.
Alrighty, so how many episodes does Pokemon have critically acclaimed TV show.
I wanna be the very best.
I hate that song.
7,000 episodes is the real test to make
Wow.
it.
All right, time's up. Monaco, what's your guess here?
I'm going to be way off on the low side again, I think, but I'm just going to say 350.
350 episodes. All right, Roger.
I went a bit higher, 4,800.
Okay, Z.
I said 453 episodes.
Oh, you're going to... Okay.
453.
You got me.
Might be way.
Well, the actual answer is 1,148
Wow.
excruciatingly annoying episodes.
That are all
So
the
Z
same.
gets 2 points.
Yes.
Mr. Bonacor gets 1, and Roger gets none. So the score is Mr. Bonacor with 5, Z with 4, and Roger with 2. But don't worry, there's still more to go. Not much more. Okay.
Hit me with it.
How many? I'm looking how many questions I have left. I have 1, 2, 3 questions left. All right, here we go. So going from Pokemon, the most popular thing Pokemon was played on, I believe, was the Game Boy. And so this is pretty simple. I just want to know how many Game Boys have sold worldwide. This includes the Play It Loud edition, the Game Boy Pocket, the Game Boy Light, and the Game Boy Color. How many Game Boys have sold?
Wow.
One of the most popular selling systems of all time.
Wow.
And definitely the most played by streetlight system in existence.
Wow.
So you're talking about the units, right?
Units, yes. How many units sold? So I believe, let's see. Roger, we're going to be going with you first. How many Game Boys do you think sold?
A lot.
That's a good answer.
I don't know, 25 million. It's got to be millions.
All right, 25 million. Z,
I'm going to say 84 million.
84 million. Mr. Bonacor,
15.9 million.
15.9 million. Actual answer, 118.69 million.
Wow.
That is a lot, but it does give Z 2 points and gives Roger 1,
Not good.
which brings our score Z 6, Mr. Bonacor 5, and Roger is 3.
I never purchased one of those 160 million Game Boys ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're very fun.
They were fun. You know, you should invite fun into your life, Bonacor, instead of just tomahawk steaks.
Did he just freeze like that?
I kicked him off the stream.
Did he really just freeze like this?
I said I bring the fun. Perfect.
Yeah, we'll have some
Okay.
words for you, okay?
All right. So anyhow, so another thing that's very popular nowadays, instead of Game Boys, people play games on Steam. So I looked up the last 48 hours of usage in Steam. I looked it up this morning when I did this. In the last 48 hours, what was the peak number of people who were currently playing Steam? Steam keeps track of this stuff. So how many people in the world were playing at the same time on Steam?
Wow.
I should
Steam
definitely
is
guess.
probably the most popular gaming thing in existence right now.
I should definitely guess a number higher than the population of the planet.
I really want
Bonacor.
I really want a Steam Deck.
Steam.
Yeah, they were selling
Deck.
those.
What's a
Yeah, but I
Steam
think you
Deck?
only got one if you pre-ordered it. It's like an iPad of sorts or a Switch, but it plays games on Steam. It's really awesome. I saw one in person. Who had that? Was it
portable game system that plays Steam games?
Yeah. Yes.
Huh.
It's awesome looking. And I
So-
mean, if you think about it, if you get that, your library of games is unlimited, really. There's so many games on Steam. Do you
I
have
have a
one, Roger?
computer.
No, my kid plays Steam mostly. Not me.
Steam is great. All right. Z, how many users were concurrently on at peak time in the last 48 hours on Steam?
This is a complete guess in the dark. I wrote 3 things down. I'm going to say 3.1 million concurrent users.
All right. Mr. Bonacor?
Since my last answer of 15.9 million Game Boys was so close, I'm going with 15.9 million concurrent users on Steam.
All right.
Obvious.
Roger?
Complete guess. I went 1.2 million.
1.2 million.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, the answer is 25,902,194 was
Nice.
the peak.
Way too low or
There's
way
a
too
lot
high?
of people on
Wow.
Steam.
Wow. 25 million people at the same time logged
That's
into
right.
Steam.
Yep.
All right. So, Roger, since you have 3 points and Z and Bonacor both have 7, I'm going to double the points in the last answer to give you a chance to catch up.
I'll take
But that
some
would
pity
require
points.
you to guess the closest, and have both of them go over. So just keep that in mind.
I'm picking 1 as my guess.
Well,
Dang.
this one actually, the lower the number, the higher it is. I'm going to reverse it on this one. And the reason for that is we're going to go from Steam to Steam. The game Steam by Martin Wallace.
Ooh.
It was a follow-up to Age of Steam.
Mhm.
I want to know what its ranking is on Board Game Geek. But the closer you get to 1 is considered higher, if that makes sense.
Yes. Oh,
Right.
that's
If
brilliant.
you
Sure.
pick
So
a
if you-
lower number than the ranking is, then you have gone over, so to speak.
Gotcha.
Yes. Got it.
So you
Blue
don't
Haze.
want
So what
to
is
you don't
the
want to pick too
ranking?
low of a number because obviously it's not like number 1 game. You want to pick a lower number that keeps you under and there. Yeah, got it.
I
got
will allow you to pick 0 negative numbers. You can pick pi. I don't care.
When pi is one of the choices, always go for pi.
That's a good life. That's a good life hack.
Or $120,000 boots. Also,
Yeah, this is not a show for poor people. We're talking about
what's going on.
expensive boots, expensive steaks, watching an expensive show, playing Pokemon, bankrupting your parents. If you get into a card game.
Ships.
Yeah,
All right, everyone have their
So
answer
many.
ready for Steam?
I do.
Oh, this is going to be rough.
All right. I believe Bonica,
Got
you're
it.
first.
549.
549. All right, Roger?
I'm not sure. 4,800.
Oof. Oof.
Aren't you
I've
glad to
never
have
even
him
heard
as an
that.
encourager, Roger? All right, Z,
I said 44.
Oh,
44.
oh, it's not in the
So
top
before I tell you the answer,
40.
the actual rank of Age of Steam, which was the first game, is 128.
Right.
So do you think it's ranked higher than Age of Steam or lower?
Lower?
I'm hoping
I
lower.
think.
Quite a bit lower.
All righty. So the actual ranking of Steam is 238, which gives Mr. Bonacor 2 points,
Thank you.
1
Thank
point to
you.
Roger.
Actually, 4
And
points.
Z?
You say it was double points, Tom. Let's get
I
this
did
straight.
say it was double points. You're right. You're right.
I want to show how much I've crushed Z. Roger, I'm sorry.
So our final scores are 11 for Mr. Bonacor,
Yeah.
7 for Z, 5
Yeah.
for Roger, but the people got nothing. After all that complaining you did, Z.
I did not complain. I don't remember that. Okay, show me the proof. Did I win?
You did not. You did not.
Bonacor.
Mr. Bonacor won.
This
Thank
game
you,
is
everybody,
great.
for playing. Roger, thanks so much for coming on the show. And
Thank you.
sorry
Thanks,
you didn't
Roger.
win, but
That's
you
okay.
got to watch, I don't know, Mr. Bonacor
Not-
win. Yeah, it's kind of a
Nonsense.
bummer prize, but
Is that a bonus or a punishment for losing?
it's a
Right?
punishment.
Yeah.
All right, let's move to some more contributors. Well, thank you, Roger, for coming on. We really appreciate it.
The button and it didn't do anything.
Thank you, Roger. Hope to see you next year.
Hope to be there. Did Tom freeze?
Everything cool?
We're still on air.
Carcassonne Search for Bethlehem is a variant which is available on the BGG file section. What this variant is going to add to Carcassonne is that you will need additional one meeple to represent the wise man, the magi, as well as some meeples, or you can even use cubes to represent sheep that are going to be there, but you will need them in the same color as every player that is going to play with, you are playing with. One additional thing when you can use is that if you have already claimed a road, then your wise man can actually come and continue or come travel on that road as well in one of your future tiles. Now where you have the farmer or the shepherd in this, there you can in future tiles, as you expand that meadow, you can place your sheep as well. What you are trying to do by doing this is that you are trying to find the city of Bethlehem. So you are trying to find where is the Jesus going to be. It is going to be declared the city which is going to be the biggest formed city in Carcassonne. So you have now two objectives. You want to make the biggest city, and you want to have your magi and your sheeps placed in the cities near to the biggest city. These additional components, there is a scoring rule given that how they actually multiply the scoring of your shepherds, that is farmers, as well as your magi, how they score differently, and it adds a little twist to the game of Carcassonne. So if you are interested in changing the story and maybe have something to play over the upcoming Christmas holidays, then maybe this is a variant that you want to try for Carcassonne. Get it from the BGG file section under Carcassonne. That's it for me. Happy gaming.
Hey board gamers, BJ from Board Game Gumbo here, back in the breakfast, this time talking about a game my wife and I have really enjoyed lately. It's Pocket Detective Season 1 from Lucky Duck Games. My wife loves police procedural TV shows. We're talking NCIS New Orleans, Law and Order, those kind of shows. This is a game that has those kind of shows inside the box. But let's get on the table and see what it's all about.
So we got super excited to open up a box from Lucky Duck Games to find Pocket Detective Season 1 inside. Imagine a full-fledged, hour-long whodunit playing right on your tabletop, all through a series of cards in a standard-sized deck. And no instructions. Just pop open that pack of cards, flip the first one, and start playing right away. That meant my wife and I were diving right into a story of a college professor who met his untimely death. That's the first scenario. Now, we love the system. It's a battle against the clock, though. You've got to balance spending time to investigate clues and reports and piecing together those clues that are right in front of you to figure out who did it, how they did it, and why. Plus, there's some lagniappe. There's not just one scenario in the box. Pocket Detective Season 1 comes with 3 different cases for you to solve. And then you can reset the game and give it to your family to enjoy.
Hey, so that's Pocket Detective Season 1 from Lucky Duck Games. It's like having a police procedural TV show right inside your box. And there's some lagniappe. It's not just one case, there's 3 cases. So check it out and let me know what you think. Until next time, laissez les bon temps rouler.
All right, folks, let's take a look at the news for August 25th, 2022. There's not a lot of it, but there's some interesting things. First of all, in my opinion, in very good news, the Game Manufacturers Association has a new president, Frank West from City of Games. The previous president stepped down, mostly just very, very busy. And so Frank West did it, and Frank West, I've talked to him about it a bit. He has a strong vision. Wants to make the Game Manufacturers Association, which traditionally does not have a particularly good reputation amongst many people, including myself. He wants to make it a good organization, and I look forward to that.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I hope that it, as always, I hope that they raise the bar of what they can do for the industry. It's a rough road. I mean, they have made strides over the last couple of years, but it's a rough road.
They have several good people on the board now, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here and how things change. I've been talking to a few of them, and I'm if nothing else, they have the vision. So we'll see if they can make the vision a reality.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of reality, if you are one of the owners of TCG Player, you're rich. Because eBay just bought TCG Player for $295 million. eBay is not a poor company. We know this because they showed up at Gen Con with a $500,000 booth, which was not the price I paid for my booth. They also were giving out like rare collectible cards. eBay is doing well. And so they're expanding out here by buying this online marketplace for collectible trading card games, which I guess was, in a sense, an alternative to eBay, but eBay bought them now. So it's still going to operate independently for now. But I guess they authenticate. TCG has a way to authenticate these really expensive cards that I don't know that eBay had. So that might be what they're adding.
I've heard something about they grade cards, or you can. I don't know anything about TCG Player other than what it kind of says here and what I read, but I heard that there's more structure around trading cards, which obviously some of these things have ridiculous prices on them.
It's very interesting to
the
me
grading
that
is a
eBay.
big deal when it comes to money.
Very interesting to me that eBay is buying the eBay in my mind sells everything. You know what I mean? So It's interesting that they're like really throwing their weight behind gaming, specifically, this collectible trading cards that they were at Gen Con with a game. I don't know. I just never thought of eBay as a gaming company in any way. They were just a seller. It'd be like Amazon putting out a board game themselves. So I don't know. That is the thing that I think is interesting news to me personally, I guess, that I just find that to be a strange and unexpected development.
I mean, in general, the gaming space is becoming very, very lucrative, as we've seen by some of the other acquisitions recently. And since this particular company was doing specifically what eBay does for everything, so this one does it just for this one thing, they pick it up, they integrate it / just reap the benefits of it. So it's an interesting move. I agree that it is an odd but interesting move.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens in the future on that. We talked a little bit. This was announced on the Dice Tower during our Summer Spectacular. Enola Holmes coming from Gale Force 9, but they're now showing some more pictures about it. It's being released this November. I think they're actually, if I recall, I just saw some news that they're making a sequel to Enola Holmes. So I guess that was a fairly popular movie on Netflix. I think it was Netflix, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this. I think it sounds interesting. The idea of, oh, you're right. It says right here in the thing. Enola Holmes 2 is coming out this November. So go figure. Anyway, 2 to 4 players, 45 minutes. I never did
see that one.
I have not watched it either because I meant to watch it with my kids because they're a big fan of the main actress from Stranger Things. So, alrighty. Sorry.
It says a very retro box.
I don't know if that's retro as much as that's kind of a lot of the style of today, actually. I think, you know how the trends tend to circle around.
True.
All right, Birthday Burglars coming from Grand Gamers Guild. This is the 5th in their line of 18-card escape games. They have traditionally themed them all around the holidays, and what holiday is there more of than your birthday? This is just a small little mini escape room style game with 18 cards, and you go through it and try to solve it. And this is coming soon, I guess, from them. The next game looks very... I'm sorry?
I played their Christmas game. It's very cute. I think that it's a cute little line of games that they've brought out.
Next, we have a Euro game called Noli, N-O-L-I. Now, that cover is not particularly striking, but this game just showed up here at Dice Tower, and the back of the box, the game itself looks really interesting, It doesn't have a lot of pieces, but I'm kind of fascinated by this game. I've not heard of this company much. I think River Horse. And you are building up a tower, but there's also, it says you're frantically rolling dice, which I know Z loves that in games. But I don't know if, when they say frantically rolling dice, if that's an adjective for like, oh man, I hope this succeeds, or I'm rolling dice as fast as I can. There is a big difference.
Yeah.
The next piece of news will be the last time I mention this stuff, because I'm not going to mention every time Marvel Champions comes out with a hero pack, since it's like every month now. Just assume every character in the Marvel universe.
Yes.
So we'll end with Wolverine.
This is the most
popular one.
Important character of all. The one that Roy promised I would play with him. Roy, we're playing this at the retreat.
That seems like news. So this one will sell more than any other pack except for probably Spider-Man, since Spider-Man's still the most popular Marvel character, but Wolverine's probably a close number 2.
Nerd. Spider-Man is in the core box. You don't even know what you're talking about. Dear Tom Vassell, the comment you made today during breakfast.
And that's why we're not mentioning this anymore. All right. Funkoverse, which we're mentioning a lot of things coming out. So Squid Game, which I believe was just nominated for an Emmy. It was nominated for several Emmys, actually, across the board. So they're coming out with 2 packs for Squid Game, a 4-pack where you get 4 of the different characters in the game, including the old man, which I thought was humorous. And then you get this other character. This single pack is different in the fact that it's actually 2 characters. It's the same person, but if you put the mask on them, they use a different card and their stats are different.
Okay.
Funny.
Yeah, it's fine. That's interesting.
It's cute.
So now you can have the Golden Girls in Squid Games. All right. The Golden Girls is always my go-to when I'm mixing stuff. I'm like, they added this, but you can mix it with the Golden Girls. All right. Five Nights at Freddy's is coming from Funko Games. Five Nights at Freddy's, a game that once made me throw my iPad across the room because my kids did not tell me what the game was when they gave it to me. I'm looking at video cameras, and you suddenly switch back, and there's a monster looking at you. I was quite frightened. Anyway, my kids love this game, so I'm sure they'll be interested in trying this one out. This is coming out in the autumn at some point.
Yeah,
There already is a Five Nights at Freddy Games, but this one from Funko looks like a pizza box.
Yeah. Does that have something to do with the... I've never heard of this. Does that have something to do with the IP, pizza? Or is it they just add a pizza parlor?
I think it's like a Chuck E. Cheese. Five Nights at Freddy's. It's basically Chuck E. Cheese. And Chuck E. Cheese notoriously sells the best pizza in America.
Hashtag not, of course.
Have you had it?
The worst pizza.
Have you had Chuck E. Cheese pizza?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, it's really bad.
You went to Chuck E. Cheese?
Back in the day in New Jersey. Back in the day in New Jersey, for some reason I was there. I don't even remember why.
Yeah,
probably a kid's birthday.
Call the cops. All right, so now moving to Magic the Gathering. Cool. This one I did not expect. There is a Doctor Who set coming to Magic the Gathering. So Magic the Gathering went from being very, almost protective of their intellectual property. Then they started slowly bringing in stuff, and they don't even care anymore. Everything's coming in Magic the Gathering. They just want money. So this, I believe, is one of these, what do they call those things? When they sell just a few cards. Z, do you remember what that's called?
They sell just a few cards?
For a really expensive price. The ones that Kenny buys.
Limited release?
But this is actually a secret lair that's going to have commander decks in it. And there's 4 60-card decks that have tons of Doctor Who stuff. I've seen a little bit of the artwork. It actually looks good, but it's also weird.
Those aren't commander decks if they're 60-card decks. They do call them commander decks here, but that's not a commander deck. Yeah, who knows? I don't know. I'm sure it's going to be $1 billion because they charge you like 60 when it's 4 cards for a secret lair.
That's kind of weird to me. Let me look here. I'm looking on to see if I can find some more news here. It's 4 pre-constructed commander decks, so that's definitely true. We don't know what's going to be in them. They might be 100-card decks, and that we just have incorrect information here.
That's wild.
Commander decks.
I couldn't care any less about this. But it's cool, I guess, if you care about Doctor Who and want to mix your chocolate and your peanut butter here.
You can then play Doctor Who against Warhammer 40K, against Lord of the Rings, against Dungeons and Dragons. I feel like it's HeroScape, baby.
Yeah,
it's weird. It's weird how Magic. You're right. I agree with you, Tom. Magic is just lately, the last couple of years, to just like open the floodgates. We're not even going to try to pretend we're not trying to milk every penny out of you. Secret layer amounts used to be they'd put out one every now and then. Now it's a ridiculous amount of these highly collectible things. It's nuts. Did you know that this is a thing I just found out not too long ago? Did you know that Magic the Gathering no longer has an MSRP? They no longer will tell you how much it's supposed to cost. That's crazy to me.
That's interesting. So basically, you walk into a store and they have a price that they will charge, whatever that price is. So if you go here, they're going to charge
so they let the market
$10
decide
a pack.
the prices of their games.
I think it's like you can walk into a local game store, you buy something, and it's like, how much? Why are you charging that much? It's not Wizards of the Coast fault, you know what I mean? Because there's no MSRP. So
weird.
Yeah, it's very strange. But anyway, Doctor Who. Go get it.
All right, switching from Doctor Who, we go to Kunterpunkt. This is a crazy dice game. You are searching for, it's a roll and write, or a dot and write, I suppose. This has a really weird description, so I'm just going to read it. In this game, players search for the rarest bugs, connecting dots by rolling custom dice. But if you use the wrong tactic, the critters will, quote-unquote, dance on your nose.
What? Is that some sort of strange German euphemism?
I don't know. I don't
want to know, okay? It says roll and dot, by the way, on the cover. A roll and dot.
All right, so there's a new board game coming from Square Enix. The Diofield Chronicle Collector's Edition set. So if you buy the video games of this, one of the things you can buy is a board game. It's a competitive board game set in the world of the video game, and this will not be packed together. I don't believe this will be sold separately. You just buy it now as part of this pre-order, and I'm sure it's terrible. But who knows? It might be amazing.
Why do you say it's terrible other than they have no
There's no
history?
way There's no way this is gonna be good. I mean, it's a bonus board game that comes with the video game bundle. There's no way, right? I agree with you, Tom. I don't see this being good.
So this is now.
I would be surprised.
Explain something to me. So, don't people play the video game like on Steam, for instance, right? Or they don't? It's not available there.
Well, they can. I'm looking
so
here and
old,
it's showing
okay?
PS5 and Xbox.
Old.
Because I don't play on a PS5, I play on Steam. So my point is, do I have to go buy the? And can't you download games on a PS5 too? Right? Can't you do the same kind of thing? You don't have to go out and physically get it.
When a video game comes out, oftentimes they have a collector's box, and you can buy all this swag that comes with the game. And people like doing that. They get sometimes T-shirts and little figures of the stuff inside. So this swag box for this one has a board game.
I have never heard this.
It's technically not in the swag box.
Okay, Z, you're right. I am old. I've never heard this before, that you can get a swag box when you go out to buy a PS5 cartridge from GameStop.
Cartridge!
CD. I don't mean cartridge. I meant the box. I know it's a CD or DVD. I know that. Or Blu-ray these days.
All righty, folks. I'm Walter Cronkite. Thanks for watching the news for 1992.
Hi, it's Tarrant.
And Stella here from Maple University. So today we are talking about a game that we've played many years ago. I think there is a trend for re-implementation of games that are out of print.
There have been a number recently.
Or popular.
Yes.
And this one is Sky Mines.
Yes, 2015, the original, which was Mombasa in a different theme, came out. And I think, the thing for me about this game, I remember the first time we played it, and it was quite early in our board game experience. It was by far the most brain-burning game we'd played. And I look at the game, I look at all the games I've played, all the worker placements I've played since then, and I don't think anything has come close to adding that level of complexity that this game does. Because you've got you play a series of cards in front of you, and what's on those cards, you can either spend them for an action, or you can keep them there because having them there is a prerequisite for other actions. But you're taking your turns one at a time, and so it adds this incredible level of tension with what is my highest priority action.
Oh, yeah.
Everything has a sequence to it. Everything can be stolen by someone else, and it just has this incredible tension that I don't think I've seen replicated elsewhere.
What he says. So have you played Mombasa? Are you looking forward for Sky Mines? Let us know in the comments. And thanks for watching. Bye.
Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Jeff, your tabletop technician, and I'm really excited for this segment today. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and today is the day. So strap in, folks, because
it's time for Game Night Gamble!
That's right, folks, Game Night Gamble. This is a segment where I'm going to talk about my first impressions of an unplanned first-time play, usually at a game night here in the Richmond area. Now, it might be a brand new hot game or something that's been out for a while, but either way, it's usually a game that I didn't know that we were going to play and just had to dive into head first. So let's bring out our first contender, because in order to beat the game, you got to play the game. For my first gamble, I'm going to keep it pretty simple. About a month ago, a buddy brought over Ark Nova by Matthias Vigay. Now, obviously, I knew a little bit about this game going in, but what I mostly knew is that it was frequently compared to Terraforming Mars, which, brace yourselves, folks, is one of my least favorite games. Ark Nova is very much like Terraforming Mars. Both have a giant deck of cards that provide one-time or ongoing rewards as you play. Those cards often have tags that are used as requirements or for bonuses or for endgame scoring. It employs a combination of card-based tableau building and hex-based board management. Both are also really long games with minimal player interaction. So with all of that in mind, well, I actually ended up really liking this better than Terraforming Mars and better than I expected overall. First, I really like the action selection mechanism of this game, which I actually first experienced in Civilization: A New Dawn, which I think can actually be a better game than Ark Nova simply by including these X tokens, which lets a player boost an action that they're going to take on their turn. Having those 5 actions in front of you just makes the game feel more manageable and also a little easier to teach. On top of that, there are fewer resources to work with and fewer confines to play within. Cards are also easier to acquire in Ark Nova, and that 6-card display available to all players just makes the game feel a little more flexible. And all of that is why I now have my own copy. You see, after a textbook reversal, Ark Nova was a TKO. Who's going to be my next contender in the ring? Stay tuned to find out. Cheers.
All right, folks, before we sign off here, a couple things of reminder. First of all, you can still get tickets for the Dice Tower Cruise, and Dice Tower West registration is live. If you want to come join us in Vegas next year, it is a fantastic time. Get tickets for that. And if you want to go to Vegas sooner than that, the World Series of Board Games is happening in just, like a month or so. I'll be there and the open gaming area, so I'd love to say hi to you there.
And Mr. Barnacle will be there.
Today.
You might
Until
want
next
to tell.
time, I'm Tom Vassell.
You're so mean. Why?
What?
I'll be there too, having a good time, entertaining people. It's going to be fun at the World Series of Board Gaming. Why can't you mention that?
Oh, great. Mr. Boddicker will be there also.
Yeah, you didn't know that. We're hosting things together. You didn't know that.
I'm going to go back to the outro again. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
And I'm Stephen Bonacore, the podfather of gaming.
He's going to be in Vegas for the, you know.